Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Miraculous Ladybug, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Yep.
And April Collins.
Hello.
No context for that yet, but today Delaney, April, and I will be getting into episodes 4 and 6 of Season 2 of Miraculous Ladybug, Befana and Robustus. With these were aired in France / other European countries a little bit ago. We're a little bit delayed on this podcast, so I apologize for that. But going forward, we will have podcasts about Miraculous Ladybug Season 2 very close to whenever the French fan subs are up. So this is your place for Miraculous Ladybug discussions. Check us out at overlyanimated.com or search for Overly Animated Ladybug on iTunes and subscribe there, or on your favorite podcatcher on YouTube as well, to not miss any of our future Ladybug podcasts. We've already had podcasts on Ladybug episodes 1 and 2, 3, and 5. So that's why we're doing 4 and 6, because we did 5 already, because the dub for that just came out first. But we are specifically talking about 4 and 6 this podcast. We watched the French version with the Miraculous fan subs. But if you saw the dub, I think they're also out for these episodes at this point, so it'll be fine as well. Shout out to Miraculous Subs where we watch this. If you're looking for the episodes, to go to their Tumblr and go through their process, or go to the Miraculous Ladybug Reddit. Those are my recommendations, but no links in the description or anything. Make sure you've seen these 2 episodes. We're gonna do spoilers for this, and going forward, Ladybug seems like we're going to weekly in France. France took a few weeks off though, and this upcoming Sunday, as of when we're recording this, seems like there'll be another episode. The Black Owl. That's interesting. But let's get into Befana and Robustus. In general, Delaney, what did you think of these 2 episodes?
I thought they were really good. Like, we had really interesting villains. Befana, which is really great. Like, that's like her grandmother just showed up and became a villain, which I think is like a great mechanism for this show. Because as soon as she showed up, I was like, okay, like, obviously you're going to be the villain of the episode. Also, she's obviously gay, like 100%. Duh. So that was like I liked the episode. Her villain, like, it was like cool, but it was also really weird. I was like, why is she a witch? And she has like this song. Like, this is just a thing the show likes to do. Like, okay, if you're green and orange, we're gonna make you sing. And it's gonna be really weird, but it was fine. Like, it was funny. The birthday party was cute. And, like, everyone sticking out for Marinette was really cute. And then we're going to talk about the Lucky Charm thing that makes, like, absolutely no sense. And then I really, really liked Robustus. I thought that episode was awesome. Like, Markov is really cool. Like, that's so neat. And it's nice to have, like, another Max episode. Like, the whole concept was awesome. Like, and, like, just everything going on. Like, it was just good stuff. Like, I loved Robustus. We'll talk more about it. I just loved every single thing about that episode.
Ooh, Delaney, very high in Robustus, and also a fan of Befana. April, what are your thoughts on these 2?
I thought they were good. I guess we're kind of back to our, like, very episodic, style. I thought it was funny that her grandma Befana was, that villain kind of confused me. Because she was, like, Delaney said, like, a witch, but then, like, she was turning people into, like, angels and coal, which I was like, is that kind of, like, Christmassy? I don't really know. But I was like, okay, and it was a cute episode. I liked it. Robustus, I thought it was kind of slow in the beginning. But Markov was adorable, and I want a tiny robot that loves me. Who doesn't? But it was good. It was really interesting and very, like, I like that he stood up to Hawkmoth. So that was an interesting turn of events. So, but yeah, they were all right.
Yeah. I at first I had the same reaction as April, which was that okay, we're back to these 2 episodes. We're back to our season 1 status quo. We kind of broke out of it with the first 2 episodes of this season. But 3 and 5, which we'd already talked about, were pretty status quo. And I thought 4, Befana, was also was status quo as well, although there were some exciting moments, I think, with Marinette and Adrian at the end. So I think Befana would be a good season 1 episode. It's just that in the context of our improved, more things happening season 2, I do think it's, it's one of the lower ones, probably along with Prime Queen at the bottom. And I was feeling the same way about Robustus for at least the first half. I agree with April, it was slow, but then our akumatized villain turns on Hawkmoth, and it was incredible. I loved that. That was one of the best twists in the show. And it's, just everything that happens after that. And then we have like a plot session with Master Fu. It was wonderful. So like the second half of Robustus just is one of the best 5-10 minute sequences the show has ever had, and I definitely think it elevates it into one of the best episodes of the show just because of how good the ending is. Just betraying Hawkmoth is
great.
We needed a robot to do it. That's what it took.
Someone who has feelings but doesn't have feelings at the same time.
Also, who's gonna break into your lair, Hawkmoth? Why do you have to have like missiles, like, bro?
Right? I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we learned that Hawkmoth has an entire defense system in his lair with just like weapons grade missiles. Like, what is?
Yes.
You couldn't imagine that this might like end up turning on you faster than it would benefit.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's I think that reveal would have been better if we'd seen that before. It's just like, where are these? It was confusing at first. Like, how is he sending missiles at him? Oh, I guess they were already there in the lair, and he just hacked it. And he also had his cane turns out to be a sword cane. That's awesome. I don't know why he needs a sword just sitting there in his isolated house, but,
in case he gets attacked by his own missile.
Yeah, I guess he saw it coming, right? Yeah.
Also, like, that's not how that works. Like,
what, you can't cut missiles with a
fine.
sword? Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, so we're gonna question the fact that he cut missiles with his sword in this magical world where people transform into super. Okay, got it.
Yes, that's the issue I have.
Yeah,
also, is his wish? I guess his wish isn't just to become like master. Does he just want like Adrian's mom back? Is that his goal?
Right. So that's like one of the great things about this episode is we've been asking, why does he even want the Miraculouses? Finally, we get an answer. They can grant a wish. So
and this is like because they're like yin and yang.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
Because we've talked about that before, I think, because they're like the balance. Because it's like, why are they so important?
Yeah, these are the main two, and we've talked about this. Yeah, like Ladybug is the healing one, and Cat is the like power aggressive one, and so they balance each other overall. So I guess they represent balancing the world, as Master Fu says. I guess they grant a wish. So it's going to start speculation. What is Adrian's dad's Gabriel's wish? Is it to bring the mom back? Is it just to take over the world? So it makes more sense that that he wants the Miraculouses now. So I really just think Robustus ends up being such a crucial episode to the show, and just really excellent. Also, the other big standout episode from Robustus. I feel maybe we're talking about this too early, but it's all the living objects get brought to life, and then we get a news broadcast. The new mayor is has a broadcast, and it's a lamp.
It's a lamp. So good.
Actually, my favorite.
Still have in Morse code.
Yo, that was really good. And he's like, "Oh, I speak multiple." Like, shut up. Like, whatever.
Why does he speak Morse code? That's stupid.
Because as a model, he needs to know how to understand Morse code.
Well, when you're locked up in your house, like you get bored. Okay.
That's true, actually. Maybe he just learned it for fun. Yeah, that might be.
The best part, though, is like when the vending machines come to life. I thought that was the funniest for the vending machines.
That was good, too. For me, though, this new Mayor Lamp broadcast, that is honestly one of my favorite moments of the show. It's just so stupid. Like, the show's really very funny. And I feel like for a lot of the sequence, it was genuinely funny. So
the funniest part of the whole episode, and quite possibly of the show, is Marinette and Tiki. I mean, like, why would you have your friend in, like, a bag? Like, who would do that? That's so weird. Like, I was dying. I was like, this is so good. Like, and then they, like, looked at each other. It was so good. Like, I think that was honestly the funniest ever. Like, it was so good.
Yeah, in the beginning of the episode, Max is talking to his bag. Marinette's like, who would do that? Yeah. It's continuing the trend of the show being way more self-aware in season 2, especially episode 2 was super self-aware of Chloe akumatizing everyone. And, now, I think that was great. Yeah. So let's continue talking about Robustus, and then we'll get to, Befana afterwards. But, these two big plot moments, betraying Hawkmoth. So let's talk about that. So first of all, how can he akumatize a robot? I don't know if that made sense to me.
Shrug. I don't know.
Again, something we're going to question in a magical world where people transform.
I guess the
next he has emotions. He can akumatize a toaster, but like since Markov has emotions,
let's be clear. The level of sophistication of Markov does not exist in our world for technology.
Well, they were like, yeah, he's my friend. He just like, I'm like, Max, did you just like? How did you do this? Because he's like, oh, he just developed his on his own. I'm like, this is literally how like the AI apocalypse happens.
Is Max a super genius? Like, or is this world just more technologically sophisticated than us?
Also, that was so rude when they were like, no, you're a child. Let the adults deal with it. I'm like, you barely can operate a smartphone. Like, come on.
Get out of here.
So we akumatize Markov, and so I guess the natural question, how is that possible? Is how does akumatizing a person possible? Like in theory, the Akuma can just alter the code. So I think that maybe makes more sense than an Akuma altering DNA or whatever it takes to change a person.
Are you saying that emotions are just coded into our DNA?
Yes, I think so. But that is another topic.
Breakthrough. Got it.
I think that's DNA is the code of us, but. It's Markov. We can talk about Markov in general first. He was super sweet and precious robot
His eyes,
child.
He's like Wally. I love him.
He was Wally like.
He was adorable. I also like that Hawkmoth had to explain what the Miraculouses were because he's like, all I want is that you bring me the Miraculouses. And he's like, what are Miraculouses? And I'm like,
thank you.
Yeah, that was another good moment. It's like, define Miraculous. Yeah, thank you. Why are other people not questioning this immediately when they're
right? And then at the end when he's like, define, that was funny. Like, I like that.
Yeah.
Good gag.
Yeah, the define gag was good. Yeah. But yeah, we akumatize him. And I was questioning him, like, this doesn't make any sense, akumatizing a robot. Why is, like, Hawkmoth, you've really reached this point where you're trying to akumatize robots.
That's really digging the bit down. The bottom of the barrel.
He's this low. He akumatized a 10-year-old girl. Like, it's over. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I don't even think she's 10. He legit like akumatized like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, he did. Last season.
We should have realized his level of desperation whenever he was literally just having an Akuma follow Chloe around so that he could akumatize people.
I'm still not over that. It's like, yeah, just go follow Chloe. She'll do something. Yeah,
he's like, I'm too lazy to do this on my own. Like,
he's like, oh, new robot, yeah, cool. He's just so used to anyone new showing up in Paris. It's like, oh, is a new robot? Yeah, let's just akumatize him. But at first I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. But then it kind of pays off because it doesn't. He's not like as full of an akumatization as normal because he's obviously not fully entranced by Hawkmoth. He says, nope, I'm keeping the Miraculouses for myself.
Because I have a wish.
Yeah, so first of all, the question is like, how does Markov know that the Miraculous is combining lets you grant a wish? Maybe he just Googled it.
I'm so glad you asked that question because I had that very same question because I was like, wait, did Hawkmoth like explain to Markov that he gets a wish whenever he gets the Miraculouses? Or like, is that just something you're throwing out at me?
No, he told him that.
He did?
He said that in the beginning?
That.
Okay. When he was defining Miraculous? Okay. I guess I can accept that. Also, I could accept if he just Googled the entire internet and there's like some conspiracy site that had this on it or something. Like, obviously it's not accepted knowledge, but...
Actually, I want that episode where...
just Googling the whole internet. This is a common robot trope. It's like, oh, I'll access the entire internet and come back to you with the... Yeah, but it's... I think... so I think that it paid off and it's like, okay, Hawkmoth, maybe don't akumatize robots because they might turn on you easier than humans, I guess. But yeah, that's such a great moment. He's like, Hawkmoth's like, no, you're giving them to me. He's like, nope, I'm using them to make myself a real boy. That's what he's doing. He was going to use them to make himself human, and then he's activates Hawkmoth's defense systems against him. And I think maybe the two best scenes of the season have both been Hawkmoth scenes. Like, that's great. Yes. For such a character that was like kind of nothing in the first season, you had this scene of his missiles turning against him, and then you had the reveal in episode 1. Such a big improvement for Hawkmoth this season.
I was like, what a dum-dum. Like, really? That was so good.
Is it a problem that Hawkmoth's kind of dumb now and we're not taking him as legitimately as like an evil force? Like, I'm not afraid of him anymore.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing. No. Well, it's like, we also know who he is, but the thing is, like, I'm afraid of Gabriel. I'm not afraid of Hawkmoth.
Yeah, Gabriel seems more
Yeah.
competent and cold. Yeah, I agree.
And then Hawkmoth's just stupid. Like, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He doesn't get cooler whenever he puts on the suit.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, that was it was so good. Turning on an akumatized villain turning on Hawkmoth, definitely something that was that it's a great subversion of the show's mythology. And
Well, it's like, it was funny because like they kind of set it up for this in Befana when there was like, he didn't say the magic word and he was like, oh, please. Like, that was also a great quality moment.
yeah, that was one of the best
Just
episodes of
sass.
Befana. Yeah, it's like Marinette's sassy grandma just is like, please say please, yes, to Hawkmoth. So maybe he's losing his power. I don't know.
Right? Like, I just want all of the villains, like, I just be sassy at Hawkmoth.
Yeah, I agree. It's great. Yeah, so that's the big moment number one as we talked. And then this talk with Master Fu. So, I didn't expect a, mythology dump at the end of this episode. And,
No, I was really confused. She was like, Master. I was like, who are you talking to? And then I was like,
confused too.
yeah, and then Tiki's having tea with Waze, and yeah, if you get both the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous, you get the ultimate power that shapes reality. So I guess that's what like tipped Markov off into that this was possible, because it shapes reality. So if he knew that, then he can literally turn himself into a human. So he makes a wish come true, but there's a price to pay. So that's why they can't let anyone do it.
But
I think that's pretty interesting. Like, it's a cool idea.
yeah, it makes sense though. Like, it sort of is like discourages you from actually doing it, which means that they're perfect for like the perfect prey for villains, I guess, to try and get their hands on, because they can do whatever they want essentially. And they're villains, so they don't necessarily are concerned with the consequences of that.
That's a great point, yeah, because any kind of person without insane ambition probably just is like, okay, this is not worth it. If someone has to like die for my wish to come true, then I probably wouldn't do that. But like a ambitious evil villain, I guess, like Gabriel, although we don't really know his motives, to be honest. I think he's just driven by grief to bring back his wife or something.
But I also think it's interesting that Master Fu would bring up the point that, like, oh, well, if Markov had gotten his wish to become human, then someone else would have lost their humanity. So it kind of, it sort of leads me to believe that Gabriel's, like, intentions with the Miraculouses are going to bring his wife back, because they wouldn't have put that sort of stake already out there. Or at least I would choose to believe, since we're trying to do plot, that they wouldn't already sort of like set up that stake.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes we've always assumed that Gabriel's wife is not dead, just missing. But this reveal makes me wonder if she is dead, and he literally is trying to bring her back to life because because he says we would have lost someone else's humanity to make, and like I guess in this case someone wouldn't have died, they just would have like lost their soul, right, in the show's context, in order to bring Markov to life. But if he's trying to raise someone from the dead, someone probably would have to die for that.
Exactly. That's the point that I was, I guess, sort of trying to get at. But yeah, that's why now I believe that, Gabriel's wife is dead versus just missing.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like maybe he would like lose Adrian in the process. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, I think Adrian or himself would. I guess not himself if he's using it. But yeah, I think Adrian would be the one to die in terms of like.
Or maybe like if he gets his he gets his mom back, but in this case it would be like the love of Hawkmoth's life or whatever. But then like maybe Marinette loses like her dad or like her mom.
Yeah, I mean that would suck if it like affected someone unrelated to him or something. But yeah, so something like that, right? So I think this episode presents it in such a way that it makes you wonder what his motivation is for, like, what is his wish if not to bring his wife back to life? Like, what is his is it just so simple that he wants to take over the world? There's such a clear motivation option on the table here with the missing wife. So it really makes you think that she might be dead, or like that his motivation is just.
It's like he just wants the Miraculouses, like he wants the wish. It's not like he,
Like now this just I think it makes Hawkmoth more sympathetic, potentially. Because, before it just seemed like he was power hungry, like I just want all the Miraculouses. And now there's potentially like, oh, maybe he wants something specifically. And it's not just that he wants all this power in the world.
Yeah.
And I do think it's probably still on the table, though, that he just, might. It does explain why he wants the Miraculous, even if he just would say, okay, I want to be like the ruler of the world, because then it's like, okay, that helps you accomplish it directly. It's not just that, oh, you have 2 more Miraculouses now.
Yeah, but what would be the balance for him getting to rule the world?
Yeah, I don't know. Right. So I think, the way it's presented in this episode does make you wonder. But at least we have the stipulation. So if Hawkmoth ever is successful in getting them, which might be an interesting thing, I think that's on the table now that we learned the downside to using the wish. Yeah. I think that is in play, that Hawkmoth gets the Miraculouses. Maybe this is the season 2 finale, brings his wife back to life, and something disastrous happens.
And Adrian
dies. Cliffhanger into season 3. Wow, that'd be incredible. And then season 3 is Marinette having to try to bring Adrian back to life. I don't think we're doing that, but like that's way
too dark for the show.
That would be crazy.
I was like, if this is the place that this show goes to, like I'm all in. Like I'm ready for this.
I would really like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't want Adrian to permanently die. He needs to come back, but just as a big plot thing happening. I do think it's on the table though. Now that we know like why Hawkmoth wants it and what would happen, I think it's possible that he might get the Miraculouses. It also could coincide with what we're expecting from the season, which is that Marinette and Adrian learn each other's identities potentially. If he takes them and then they de-transform, maybe that's what happens. Yeah. Could I think we're starting maybe to set the seeds for an explosive finale, although I'm pretty skeptical still.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And the only other thing from that scene is that Master Fu talks a lot about like the universe's balance is at stake. Very like Eastern mythology type theme, balance. There's a big theme, the number one theme of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the balance of the world. So I guess that makes sense if all this miraculous stuff is this Eastern mythology. So interesting stuff. Very happy that the show is going there in terms of plot. I still want us to break from the one Akuma an episode formula. Like we're still sticking to the same formula of the show, and I think ultimately we should break from that if we're going to get more ambitious with the narrative. But this is like a great start in terms of doing something making progress while still sticking with the same DNA.
I was like, that's what I like about it, is like we're still keeping the formula, but then still dropping stuff here and there. I mean, I do agree. Like, I mean, if we're going to get anywhere, like, eventually we're going to have episodes where, like, we're actually moving towards something. Or, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not sure how they're going to do it because it's so formulaic at this point. It's like, what would a Hawkmoth do? Like, how close? Because, like, we got kind of close to it in the episode where they were like, oh, we know who Hawkmoth is. But then Hawkmoth just tricked them, so...
Yeah. So maybe we'll be stagnant in that area for a while. And of course, the big thing that we're not taking into consideration is that we're getting a bunch more heroes. So, although there's just no mention of adding new heroes, and we're 6 episodes into a 26.
What has to
season.
happen? Like, I'm just like, what's gonna happen? Where Master Fu's like, okay, we gotta do it. Like,
we gotta add
right. It probably is gonna take something big.
A second
happening.
Akuma.
Yeah. Yeah, so or I don't know. We'll see what prompts. We assume Chloe's going to be the first one, but we'll see what prompts that. And I do think it's on the table that a lot of them aren't until season 3 because I think they're in production on 2 and 3 at the same time. But we will see. Other things from Robustus. We talked about the mayor lamp sequence and all the other things coming to life. Side note: Markov quality name for a AI robot. Markov chains. Good.
Agreed.
Yeah, good name.
Agreed.
Yeah. Just what do we think of Robustus as a villain? He was kind of it was maybe the least appearance change of any villain. He's just the same thing except he's red and green. Yeah. He's angry colors now. Yeah.
I think he was still really good, and like then he just totally he just becomes a transformer.
Right, he just becomes Voltron. Like that's his big thing. So,
he did it quicker than the people of Voltron.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Props to him.
Yeah, shorter than a Voltron's transformation sequence. Yeah, but it's and there's one moment when it's used really creatively when he like grabs them and then reforms like on the spot. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, no, that was really cool.
Yeah, I like.
Also, like,
that.
LOL, like Cat Noir is like upside down the whole time, and he's like, I can't breathe. Like that was fun.
Delaney's like, LOL, cat in pain. But it's for the most part, I think for a while he was not super exciting. Generally bringing all tech to life, I think was cool. Although it seemed like all the tech was brought to life, and then he could like specifically use something if he wanted.
It was like Danny Phantom, like when this happens in Danny Phantom.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't remember.
Oh,
Which is like,
I haven't seen the show in a while.
I just really remember that episode. It's like good stuff.
Yeah. Only other thing I had was there's another quality show making fun of itself line when Robustus says I've ran the numbers and Marinette, you can't win without using your lucky charm. And so he's like,
yeah, that was really good.
He's like, yep, you're
I
literally
like that
incompetent without it. So
and then when like he uses Cataclysm, he's like, you're so predictable.
Yeah,
like, it was great.
He's like, I watched season
That's
1.
his only move, you guys.
Yeah, I like the concept of him like searching some sort of fan database about Marinette and Cat. Like, where did he get the information
Ollia's
from?
blog.
Right, like
Yeah,
he searched Ollia's blog and came to these conclusions. Yeah, I like that.
Also, I really like Ollia being like, I have to make a blog about Markov. Like, calm down, Ollia. Like, please chill.
She just wants to make all the blogs.
Also, Marinette was just like, send me to detention. Like, were you just gonna smuggle Markov
I know.
out? Like,
I liked that she like after she got sent to the principal's office, she was like, thanks.
Yeah.
I was like,
Marinette being bad. Yeah, no, I like that because we brought back Marinette being the class representative from season 1. So I thought that was good. Like, let's do something with any sort of developments we make. And the antivirus, that's how we defeat Robustus. Stick an antivirus program in. Not all antivirus programs are the same show. Come on, like why would the random thing for the thing in the beginning work on Markov? But I guess we do that. So yeah, there you go. So there's Robustus, all pretty high on that episode. So thumbs up there.
thumbs up.
it was quality. I think one of my favorite episodes. It's right up there with oh geez, what's the name of that episode? The Rollerblades.
The Rollerblades?
And they go back in time.
Okay, that's a random poll from season 1. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Up there.
I would put this number 2 for the season behind Despair Bear, although I think there's an argument for it being number 1.
Oh no, this is definitely above Despair Bear for me because I'm still not over 1. It's Despair Bear, and then he was really scary.
Despair Bear's quality though.
It is a quality episode.
Yeah.
But it's another episode where like we really enjoy that it's the show's making fun of itself.
Yeah,
like
I think
that's where we are with this show is that
I think that's a big thing that's worked is that and I think that's fine because the show so heavily stuck to its formula in season 1 that they really just have a great setup for subverting their own expectations and also just kind of riffing on themselves. So I think that they're really doing everything right, to be honest. I'm pretty impressed. And let's talk La Befana / Befana. Less of like a smashing success than Robustus, although still a quality episode, I would say. I think that Marinette's grandma and her as La Befana, we can talk about that first. We've talked about this a little bit already. I don't really get her as a villain. Is this a cultural reference we're missing? Is she just supposed to be weird Santa Claus? Like, what is this?
Yeah, there was a lot of disconnect for me with that. I was just, and she's like on a bike. Like, I got that because,
she very much to me seemed like Green Goblin from Spider-Man mixed with Santa Claus. Like that.
It was really weird. Like, that's why I didn't understand why she was singing. Like, I was like, what? Yeah. Like, I don't know if this is like, like everybody has like an evil grandma who's gonna come give you coal if you're bad. Like, is that like a French thing? Like, I don't understand.
And she shot candy out of a gun. Like, what are you trying to say here?
At the very least, it was an intricate villain. Like she shot. Yeah, she had a projectile launcher that shot the candies that Marinette rejected. That either turned, depending on her evaluation of a person, turned them bad and into coal, or good and turned them into fairies. Which were supposed to help out.
The fairies are scary. Like, their faces, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
They were kind of creepy.
Yeah. So like, I don't think, and then she was singing too. I think probably it overall didn't really work as a villain. Maybe it's just a cultural disconnect. I'm not sure, but at the very least, it was ambitious. So I don't know.
Agreed. It was very ambitious.
No, I was just like, what the whole time? But she was like after Marinette. But it worked in that like she was after Marinette, and then like we got to have the Marinette and Cat Noir, and it was like the whole time she was like, please leave so I can transform, just go away.
Yeah, her being so kind of on the ball just enabled these Maricat moments, Marinette and Cat Noir. So we had the Ladrian episode, now here's our Maricat episode, and I guess our big moment is Cat carrying Marinette like bridal style through. through were we feeling that? What? Delaney?
I forgot about it.
Oh, wow.
No, I was just like, go away so she can transform like the whole time. I was like, you're so annoying. Go away.
He was helping out. He was
trying really hard.
He was trying. This is my least favorite of the 4 shipping.
But clearly he likes Marinette because he's like, happy birthday. And it was like, oh.
Right, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, that was cute.
It interplays well with the Marinette and Adrian stuff in the episode, yeah. The big Maricat episode carrying bridal style. It was quality stuff. And, just Marinette's grandma in general. You can talk about her, Gina. Gina. Were you a fan, Delaney, of Gina?
Almost. She's gay. Like, legit. I see her, like, okay, so I'm watching this. And my girlfriend's asleep next to me. And I wake her up because I was like, you have to see Marinette's gay grandma. Like, you have to see it. She rolls over, she goes, yep, she's gay, and then goes back to sleep. So I was like, she has a motorcycle? And then she took her helmet off, and I was like, I'm so done. Like, I was like, done. It's pretty great.
Yeah, she's the cool gay aunt, except grandma. Yeah.
I also like that she had no idea how old Marinette was and just kept like.
Yeah, why did
I felt kind of bad for Marinette. I was like, your grandma doesn't even know who you are.
Why does she think Marinette's like 6? Yeah, I guess it was like, oh, a person hasn't seen you for a while, and but yeah, it was sad. She brought this tiny shirt back, got the candies Marinette doesn't like anymore. Like she makes Marinette go on the carousel. Like yeah. It was a lot.
I mean, the zoo was pretty cool. I like to go to the zoo. And I'm much older than 14.
Yeah,
but...
that's what my girlfriend likes to do. Like on her birthday, she goes to the zoo.
Yeah, that was fine. That was fine. But it was. She Gina seemed cool. I like bringing in more. More Marinette's family. That's. If we need additional characters to akumatize. These are good candidates.
Also, why didn't Marinette's parents tell Gina about the surprise party at all?
They're going to at one point,
trying to, but she kept steamrolling over them. Like her poor dad was like, Mom, I need to talk to you over here, and then she just went off on him.
Yeah. At one point they were trying to tell him, and then the cake kept falling in the trash and stuff. It was
That was a really great gag. Was that every time he dropped it went to the trash can? I thought that was really fun.
Upside down.
That just made me sad though. So much cake waste.
I was just like, also made me really hungry.
Yeah. Trash cake. Where's that? Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take your trash cake.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfectly good cake. I mean, come on. Take it off the top or whatever. But we kind of mentioned this. This episode is Marinette's 14th birthday. Happy birthday, Marinette. Delaney, were you shook to learn that Marinette was 13 for most of the series?
Yeah, a little bit. Also, Marinette and Steven are the same age. What the heck?
Marinette was younger than Steven for most of the show.
I can't.
We were under the. We'd always talked about we don't know exactly how old they were. We were under the assumption they're either 14 or 15. Yeah.
See, I thought they were 14, and then I found out that it was her 14th birthday, and I was like, but I thought she was already, I had that moment of disconnect because I was like, but I thought she was 14. How are we going in the past?
Nope, she was 13 for all of season 1. Okay, I think this makes the show a lot creepier, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not like it's that much of a difference if she's 13 or 15. It's still creepy either way. But just the skin tight latex suits, right? It's just there's something about her being 13 that makes it even more worse.
Yeah, it's just ooh,
yeah.
I felt dirty.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think the show is done. There's some moments in season 1 when it was a lot. I haven't really noticed anything in season 2.
Oh God, season 1 there were some cringy moments. Right now it's okay. Season season 2, it hasn't made me cringe.
We're referring to like camera angles close to their bodies and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
No, why did you remind me? Ugh.
Yeah, I will say I haven't noticed anything blatantly bad in season 2, so they probably improved that. Yeah, but
they were like, "Oh, we're gonna declare her age. We
should probably stop if she's. Oh my god, yeah, Marinette is not 13 though. I don't think it's realistic. I don't know. That seems young for her. She seems 15, but
yes,
but whatever.
That's why I was like 14. I thought we were already 14, but I guess not.
Yeah, her and Adrian would be like the most competent, smartest 13-year-olds in the world. So I don't know if I buy that. But
nope, I don't buy it.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. So we had this whole surprise party thing, and Adrian gets Marinette a present, and it is the a lucky charm to match the one that she gave him in Gamer in season 1.
Was that in Gamer?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had no recollection this happened. And I was like, "What?"
Yes, I also forgot, but I looked it up.
Okay,
and
that makes me feel better.
Yeah, he's returning. Like he made her a corresponding charm. Aww.
How have they not put this together yet? Like, I'm just curious.
What lucky charm? Lucky charm?
Yes.
For real, like how hard is this? Like, honest to God, like, come on.
You're
also,
literally
they like
it out for each other.
Like, huge.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's not the big takeaway though. I feel like it's a big Marinette and Adrian moment that he gave her a gift, and it was a thoughtful gift that matched the one she gave him.
Thoughtful.
So what's our verdict on it? So clearly they're good. Like he calls her a good friend in episode 5. That was a highlight.
They're cute and they're gonna date.
Yeah, they're cute and they're gonna date. Yeah, but so what do we think? Do we think Adrian consciously likes Marinette yet?
I think he's maybe getting there.
He's close. I think it's close.
He doesn't know.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
almost.
We're real close.
Where's the Adrianette dating arc? I mean, come on, let's do it. The shows. I would have thought this would be impossible. My like fantasy Adrianette dating arc happening, but the season's been so good so far that I think maybe the
fact that they like actually interact in like a slight like she's just stupid instead of like actively stalking him is like of such a vast improvement.
Yeah, I like that much better.
Yeah.
Than season 1, because season 1 I was like, oh girl, you need to stop. Like,
yeah, I mean, to be fair, in episode 5 she was still like Adrian at this time he's at fencing, like he's like she still has his whole schedule memorized, but
that's true, but
it's been better,
less creepy.
No, we haven't brought out the stalker board yet, so that's good.
Not yet.
Yeah. I think we might, but they've ramped up the potential intimacy between Marinette and Adrian, and seems like we're building towards something. So that's very exciting. Last thing about this episode, big thing about this episode is Tiki's gift to Marinette.
Tiki is so weird. Tiki's
like, Marinette,
like
I have a special gift for you, and then she just vomits on her hand. Oh my god.
You know what? I would have been like, "Oh, what happened here?"
Okay, Delaney, I have several questions.
Okay.
One, why is Tiki capable of producing spit? Like, why?
I mean, technically, Tiki eats.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true. That's already. Oh my god. So, and she just like is like, we, in the Kwame or whatever culture, we on special days we spit out in people's hands.
I'm just like, are there enough of you for you to have a culture? Like, I don't understand. Yeah. Like,
it was.
Wait, did you go to Kwame school? Like, do you all just like hang out? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, they went to Kwame etiquette school. Yeah,
I'm just really like, and she just straight up vomits on her. And then, like, I did feel bad for Tiki for 30 seconds because Marinette's, like, looking at her phone. And then Tiki got passive-aggressive so fast. Like,
I thought it was at least Adrian that's, like, Marinette's illogical crush, like, distracts. No, it was just, like, oh, yeah. I mean, that's also a very important thing to Marinette. But, yeah, she's just being rude.
Yeah, dude, it's straight up rude. And then, like,
yes.
But then, like, so she just threw up on her, and I was like, what? But then, like, she actually pulled the thing up, and I was even more shook. I was like, what? And then she started explaining it. She's like, yeah, it's like hair. And I was like, please stop talking.
Oh
like, I don't ever want to.
You need to not.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As much as I like irrationally find Tiki creepy, if you listen to previous podcasts, this is like Tiki actually being super creepy. Is like she's like, I knitted you this thing from a strand of hair from every former miraculous holder,
and I just threw it up onto your hand.
and gave it to you as a
as a
present.
present. Yeah, like what?
Yeah, it was very weird. Yeah.
It's
At
like
least
when you're
Plog is like just obsessed with cheese, but Tiki's like straight up a freak. Like she's so weird.
Yeah, by the way, about Plog, this is the first French episode for season 2 we watched a lot of season 1 in French, but I forgot how like crazy Plog's French voice actor is.
Oh no. Woo!
Yeah.
So
I was
deep.
very taken aback by that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, quite as like Korean voice actor for Adrian, but like,
Oh yeah, those are the two most absurd voices. If you haven't heard Korean version of Adrian, he just sounds like a 40-year-old man. And
What? I'm gonna write this down and look it up.
yeah,
it's really funny.
Korean Adrian.
yeah, Korean
Got
Adrian
it.
and French Plog are the Everyone else basically sounds the same across but yeah.
Then Plog just sounds like, that's what Plog could be like. He could actually like be something, but no, he's just obsessed.
Plog consistent, much less creepy than Tiki, but Tiki, vomits her hair, and it's a quagatama. So I'm familiar with, this is an absurd thing. I'm familiar with what this is based on. It's a magatama, which is an actual Eastern like mythology thing. Familiar with this from the Phoenix Wright series, where the Fays have magatamas. It's like a 9 shape, which is what it is here at the end with Marinette. And in the Phoenix Wright series, grants them like magic powers and stuff. So I don't know what the purpose is going to be here, but this is definitely a thing. And they just took magatama and they added Kwame to the beginning, so it's quagatama.
And they just made her throw it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's made of hair of former Miraculous holders.
I'm just really like not over how weird this is. Like,
yeah, weird. I think purposeful. At the end, Marinette is wearing the necklace with the quagatama on it.
I mean, it's really sweet that Tiki gave her a present. Tiki just can't help how like horrendously creepy she is.
Yeah. Yeah, Tiki just, Tiki needs to learn current culture and notice how weird she is. But yeah, no, I think this is something that's a plot thing. Like, I think this quagatama will grant Marinette additional powers or something like that.
Yeah, it'll like be special. Like, it'll help her out.
Yeah.
Will Adrian get one from?
Plog's like, I made the serum out of cheese. Yeah.
No, that'd be like. So I've been saving this cheese for 9 billion years. I'd like to give it to you.
I made you this quagatama out of the former cheese out of the cheese from former Miraculous holders.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, that would be good. I think maybe Adrian needs a corresponding one. They can matching necklaces, and then it'll be good.
Exactly. And then they can combine together and defeat Hawkmoth. Got it.
Yeah, maybe these are their fusion necklaces or something.
So, like, imagine that, like, Marinette has to explain to Tiki how marriage works and how you give someone a ring. And she's like, oh! And then she, like, vomits. And she's like, oh, what you should do is you should just vomit on him. And, like, I'm just imagining that conversation. Like, so that was really funny when Tiki was like, oh, do you not do things like give each other presents? And then Marinette's like so shook. She's like, you're going to give me a present?
Yeah. It would be sweet though if Tiki vomited up an engagement ring for Marinette to give Adrian. Yeah.
Let's just take the creepy factor overload.
That would be sweet. It'd be like a relative gift.
Is it going to be made out of hair?
Yes,
because that's
what I'm most shook
about.
Made out of hair, yeah. Last thing I'll throw out about this quagatama. In Phoenix Wright, the magatamas are used to channel dead spirits. So I don't know if that's what's going to happen here.
Oh,
but
great. Oh, geez.
I'm just throwing. I don't know if that's a Phoenix Wright specific thing, but yeah. That's what they're used for.
Oh my god. She's going to go all Avatar state and like commune with all of the like previous Miraculous holders.
That would be great. Yes, we see them briefly in this.
Yeah, I know. I'm okay with that. Unless they get rid of it, I'm be mad because I can't handle that heartbreak twice in my life.
It kind of seemed like Joan of Arc was one of the previous Miraculous holders.
No, I'm okay.
I like headcanons like that. Yeah,
I like how literally everything just makes Joan of Arc some magical like. Oh, she wasn't crazy. She was just like.
Yeah. Season 1 might have said that because this feels like a familiar discussion.
She just had a Miraculous.
This feels like a familiar discussion. I don't know if it was another show or it was season 1 that said Joan of Arc was a Miraculous holder, but yeah, that's pretty good. I'd love a flashback episode to a previous Miraculous holder. I don't think we're gonna do that, but so we'll see what happens with the quagatama. Will we be channeling the spirit of Adrian's mom? I don't know. It does kind of fit with the type of stuff we've been talking about, but I assume not. So, but we'll see. Will Adrian get a matching necklace? Will they both wear their necklaces as not superheroes and still fail to recognize each other? We'll be tracking that.
Yes.
That seems like something that would happen. Yeah. So we will see on potentially next
time
episode.
On Miraculous Ladybug.
Yeah, the Black Owl is our next episode. Anything else from this episode? Yeah, we just had a lot of surprise party planning. We hid Adrian's at one point is like, I hid Marinette at the Eiffel Tower. Like, okay, yeah. That's
cool.
That's very this show.
I did like that fight though, like because we actually kind of used the Eiffel Tower in the fight. Like I really liked that.
Yeah.
The
show's always good at using Paris landmarks. We had like cat singing at some point. With Ladybug.
Oh yeah.
We had that.
And then she finishes it for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was super
She's
cute.
indulging him too much. That's my opinion.
She really is this.
No, she needs to shut him down like immediately.
To be fair, he's been much better. Cat's been a lot nicer, I think, this season. So.
Yeah, but she's still encouraging him. Just a little bit.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe Marinette also developing a crush on Cat, so maybe they happen at the same time, and,
No.
Okay. We'll see. I think that would make sense with the pair.
I think I had a dream. This just came to me now. I had a dream, and for whatever stupid reason, like, it was like, Marinette and Adrian, and Adrian's like, I'm sorry, Marinette, I like you and Ladybug, and then Marinette's like, guess what? I don't know. It was
wow.
weird.
You dreamed of the reveal. Oh my god.
I did. I had a premonition about it. It's gonna happen now.
Oh, I think Delaney had the prediction. Wow, I didn't know. Okay. Delaney just spoiled the entire season for us. Wow.
Sorry.
Dang it.
I didn't know you were so into the straight ship, Delaney, that you were dreaming about it. Wow.
Shut up. I dream about like all the shows we watch. Like I had a Mysticon's dream. What? Like they happen.
Wait, okay, you
like...
need to tell us about that in the next podcast because I didn't. Next podcast. This is crucial information. Okay.
I know. Yeah. I'm ready for this.
I don't even remember what happened in it.
Oh yeah, we have to write down as blog posts all our animated dreams.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll keep a dream journal.
Yeah, that's the next homework assignment. Yeah. Okay, Delaney. Final thoughts on Befana and also anything from Robustus.
I just really liked Robustus. It was awesome. Befana was fine. Like the villain was just super weird. And Tiki was being super weird. But I did like both of the episodes. Like I think they're still solid. I'm still really happy with how Ladybug's going right now.
Yeah. April. Final thoughts.
Pretty much the same. I like where it's going. I like a lot of the promise that Robustus gave us. La Befana had a lot of creepiness to it, but it was still a solid episode. So, thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up. Okay. Yeah. Pretty happy with Ladybug so far. I still would like the show to get outside of its boundaries, actually do more with. We've been doing a lot of things, but we haven't necessarily accomplished anything major yet, other than the episode 1 reveal. So. I think that if we just spin our wheels with this type of like advance a little bit, but not a lot for like 10 more episodes, then I might get frustrated again. But for now, it still feels fresh and excited to get into whatever we're getting into next. Eventually the Chloe stuff. I'm ready for the identity reveal, and I'm probably not going to get it this season, but the Black Owl next episode, that'll be Sunday in France, and then we'll be weekly in France. The other notable airing thing is that it was previously announced that the season would premiere in the US in December on Netflix. Considering we've only aired 6 episodes, that does not seem super likely. And it was not on Netflix's December release schedule. We are going to break it into 2 13 halves. They have announced that. So the first half, 13 episodes, is what will drop on Netflix, but that might be pushed back into 2018. Hooray! They've really botched the release. Like they said this was going to be a global synchronized release, and it has absolutely not been. So I don't know, but still very exciting, and we'll be covering the foreign airings in the meantime. So Black Owl podcast, whenever that comes, we'll be covering Ladybug, very close to the French releases or whatever premieres first, and find all that at overlyanimated.com. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up if you like the podcast, and or subscribe on iTunes or other podcasting app to not miss any of our future Ladybug podcasts. We have a Ladybug specific iTunes feed if you just want our Ladybug content. On YouTube, you'll get everything, but you can just click on the Ladybug stuff if you want. And you can also, we were talking about Ladybug on our Discord. We have a Ladybug channel, so text chat with us at overlyanimated.com/Discord. Ladybug spoilers channel. It's it's happening. Latest post by me showing a lamp as mayor. I said I'd vote for him. So there you go.
I think I gave it a 100.
Yes. Give it a 100. Yeah, I'd vote for the lamp as mayor. Probably vote for him over Chloe's dad, to be honest.
True.
So yeah, join us on Discord. You can consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, Lily, aka Panda Lily. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. And overall, overly animated stuff, we're going to be slowing down. We've been crazy for a while, but now not a lot of stuff airing. So going to be slower, but thanks for sticking with us through the very period. Again, apologies that this Ladybug podcast was up late. In general, I am going to be prioritizing Ladybug, one of our most popular coverage shows. Just got the short, ended up getting the short notice this time. So looking forward to the next episode of Ladybug, and I'll see you all then. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.